We're not even 2 weeks into the season, and college basketball has absolutely been taken over by freshmen. From AJ Dybantsa to Darryn Peterson to Cameron Bouger, this freshman class is just absolutely insane. Let's discuss what makes them so good and how good they've been in their first few games. Koa Peat looked like a day one tone setter. He scored efficiently, lived in the paint, and got to the line when Arizona needed a stabilizer. The mix of strength and patience stood out right away. He also rebounded in traffic and made the simple kickouts that keep the offense humming. Arizona used him as both a finisher and a pressure release, and he handled both. Defensively, he covered ground and didn't bite on early fakes. Late in the game, he stayed calm and closed possessions with free throws. The physicality clearly translates to high major speed. Even without an elite three ball, he controlled the game's rhythm. That is a freshman announcing he's one of the best players in all of college basketball. AJ Dybantsa opened his career like a featured scorer. He got downhill, took hits, and still finished plays with balance. When BYU needed a bucket, he created one without over-dribbling. After halftime, he strung together a momentum run that flipped the result. He also chipped in on the glass and didn't force contested jumpers. The pace never felt rushed, which is rare for a first college game. His gravity created clean threes for teammates. Defensively, he competed and used length to bother drives. The confidence matched the box score. It looked like the start of a freshman-led story. Cameron Bouger's debut was all substance. He stacked a double-double by playing through contact and winning the glass. Duke fed him as the trailer and on simple post touches, and he kept the ball moving. The free throws were timely and steady. He didn't chase shots when others heated up. Instead, he controlled tempo with rebounds and resets. His footwork already looks veteran. Defensively, he held position and ended possessions. The numbers match the impact you felt watching. Duke got a closer who doesn't need to force it. Darryn Peterson arrived with downhill juice. He put together an efficient scoring night in limited minutes. Kansas leaned on high ball screens, and he punished every coverage. The pull-up was a clean counter whenever bigs dropped. He kept the ball hopping and didn't hijack the offense. On defense, he slid, contested, and finished possessions. The game slowed down for him quicker than most freshmen. He looked comfortable in both the first and second units. It was a star's debut without extra noise. Kansas found an instant closer. Caleb Wilson brought modern wing play to Chapel Hill. He scored in space, connected actions, and hit the glass. UNC looked faster with him initiating from the wing. He mixed drives, mid-post touch, and transition finishes. The reads were unselfish and quick. He didn't force the three, he took what was there. On defense, he switched and contested without fouling. The pace and poise felt ahead of schedule. His presence raised the group's ceiling immediately. That's the blueprint for his role all season. Haynes Steinbach had a Nikola Jokic-esque debut. He scored on deep steals and soft touch. Washington got him rolling in screen and dive actions early. He passed out of crowds and kept cutters fed. On defense, he walled up and stayed vertical. The rebounding held up across both games. He ran the floor and created easy angles before help arrived. The workload didn't seem to bother him. You could see trust building from the staff quickly. He already feels like an anchor piece. Tounde Yessoufou came in like a sledgehammer. He attacked the lane, absorbed contact, and finished through arms. The jumper popped enough to keep defenders honest. Baylor rode his energy during runs that broke the game open. He crashed the glass from the wing and created extra shots. Defensively, he disrupted passing lanes with strength and timing. The whistle didn't slow him down. He kept pressure on the rim for 40 minutes. You felt his presence on every loose ball. That is a road game winning profile. Ament gave Tennessee burst and length. He filled lanes, finished at the rim, and rebounded outside his area. The Wolves used him as a cutter and a spot-up threat. He turned misses into second-chance points with activity. On defense, he contested jumpers and chased in transition. The motor never dipped. He also made timely kickouts that led to rhythm threes. As the game slowed, he still found angles to score. The two-way pop fits Tennessee's identity perfectly. It looked like an X-factor emerging. Darius Acuff wasted no time lighting it up. He pushed pace, got to the rim, and piled points in the first half. Arkansas fed off his confidence and tempo. The transition game looked built for his skill set. He sprinkled in pull-ups whenever defenders sat back. He also found teammates once help collapsed. On defense, he competed and turned steals into sprints. The crowd felt every touch. Sharing the ball with another scoring guard didn't slow him down. Arkansas's backcourt is instantly dangerous. Meleek Thomas matched the hype alongside Acuff. He knocked down jumpers and attacked space decisively. When defenses leaned towards his backcourt partner, he punished single coverage. The shot selection looked mature for a first night. He mixed catch and shoots with quick one-dribble pull-ups. He didn't overhandle and still got to his spots. On the other end, he stayed solid and finished plays. The poise stood out more than the points. Arkansas now has two closers in the same lineup. That is a problem for the league. Mikel Brown Jr. played like a point guard who's been here before. He organized, changed speeds, and set the table. The assist-to-turnover balance looked clean over 2 games. When asked, he hit timely pull-ups to stop runs. Bigs ate because he delivered the ball on time. Shooters stayed engaged because he kept the sides moving. On defense, he fought over screens and talked. Louisville's offense looked connected with him steering. He controlled tempo more than the box even shows. The team found its pilot. Cenac Jr. fit Houston like a glove. He ran, rebounded, and finished everything near the rim. The second and third efforts defined his minutes. He earned free throws by staying aggressive. On defense, he covered ground and blocked from the side. He kept possessions alive with tips and hustle. The offense never had to call his number to feel his impact. He just kept stacking winning plays. As the schedule toughens, his role should grow. He looks exactly like a Houston forward should. Nikolas Khamenia did the little things that win minutes. He spaced the floor and knocked down an early jumper. He cut behind watching defenders for easy looks. Screens and handoffs came on time. Defensively, he stayed in stance and rotated cleanly. He grabbed tough rebounds in traffic. The bench unit flowed with him as a connector. He never forced touches and still produced. Coaches trust guys who keep units balanced. Expect his usage to climb as chemistry builds. Brayden Burries had a quieter first night, but the context matters. Early fouls limited his rhythm and shortened his leash. Even so, he kept spacing and defended his minutes. Arizona didn't need him to force shots with other scorers rolling. The touches will scale as the schedule softens. His strength still showed up on drives when he got daylight. The staff clearly trusts his long-term role. Patience is smart with this profile. One clean whistle game can change the perception fast. The tools are obvious. The volume will come. Dame Sarr's first few games showed fit and floor. He spaced the court and made clean catch-and-shoot looks. He didn't need to dominate to matter. The gravity of his jumper opened lanes for teammates. He competed defensively and stayed connected to actions. Late in the half, he had a timely bucket to steady things. The poise reflected his pro reps overseas. As Duke settles at home, his usage should rise. The shooting gives them a player who can contribute at the end of games. This freshman class isn't waiting in the wings. They're center stage. Every week we're seeing new names break out, and the narrative of wait until sophomore year feels outdated. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.